brains. And I love that about this country. Recognize that's what allows us to rush past any other country in the world, to outperform the Europeans from which we sprung, to stay ahead of the Asians that are far more populous in their national capitals. But what concerns me today is I watch Washington. There is a growing view that it's not men and women with empires and their purpose. And they're wrong. And the reason I think President Obama is in such trouble is not just because the economy is hurting, but because people realize he doesn't get it. He doesn't know how America works. He doesn't know what's so unique and powerful about America. I think he really believes we're just another place with a flag. We're not. We're the greatest nation in the history of the earth. We are an exceptional nation, not just because of our land, but because of the principle upon which this nation was founded. And that is, the state is not the sovereign, the people are. And very simply, I look to turn America back to a place where we recognize the brilliance of the American entrepreneur and innovator and creator and freedom lover. I want to go to work to make America the most attractive place in the world again for investment and growth and creativity and job growth. Last night, Ann and I were with a group of executives, chief executive officers of major corporations, and this was in Palm Beach. And one of them said to me, he said, you know, the balance sheets of our companies have a huge amount of cash right now. And I thought, well, that's interesting. And he said the president, actually it was another CEO that said to me, the president asked a CEO, how come you haven't used that cash to hire people? And he said, that's the dumbest question I ever heard. We don't hire people because we have cash. We hire people because we have customers. Right. All right, that's it. And he said, well, last night said, we have all this cash. And the president said to him, with all that cash, why aren't you investing in America? He turned back to the president and said, that's the question you should be asking yourself. Why aren't we investing in America? Because we're uncertain of the future. We're frightened about what government's doing. We're convinced that the future's not going to be as bright as the past, and so we're investing elsewhere. It's a frightening thing. I want to make America the most attractive place in the world for innovation, technology, investment, and job growth. And I want to make America a great place to be middle class. Our middle class has always enjoyed the best standard of living in the world. I want that to be the case for my kids and my grandkids. And finally, I want to make sure that we shrink the size of this extraordinary beast known as the federal government. It's grown out of control. It's eating our livelihoods, and it ultimately will eat away the future of our kids and our grandkids. I love this country. I go back to the values that were instilled by my mom and dad on that trip across the country. I love America. I love what it stands for. I know what's at stake. With a president who's a good guy but way over his head and who doesn't understand how the economy works, we've got 26 million people out of work because of that, or stop looking for work, or in part-time jobs that need full-time work. Home values down a third. Median income. Democrats always say they're for the middle class and the poor. What's happened to median income in 3 years of this president? It's dropped 10%. Right? Well, President Obama is not working. And that's one of the reasons why he's going to be gone. I want you to know that I love this country. I know what it takes to get it right again. I'm convinced that the American people love this country, have passion and commitment to keeping it strong. I will draw on that patriotism of the American people. And I believe that if we have leaders that are honest and live with integrity, who know how to lead, who know how the economy actually works, and who will then draw on that patriotism, will rise to the occasion as we always have before. And I intend to be one of those leaders with your help. All right. Thank you so much. How do you make manufacturing good in America again? You get government to take its heavy hand off of the private sector. And it's everything from our corporate tax rates are the highest in the world. That has to end. Our regulators see their job as punishing and holding down business. In every other country in the world, regulators see their job as trying to encourage the economy. That has to happen here. We have to have energy policies that take advantage of our energy. We're not doing that now. Trade policies that open new markets to American goods, but crack down on cheaters like China who steal our intellectual property, who steal our designs and patents through hacking into our computers, who manipulate their currency. Those are just the first 4. I got a lot more, 59 to be exact. But I get you started with those 4. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. Thank you. Is freedom. Free enterprise. And as you look around the world, as you look in places like in the Muslim world, in Egypt and so forth, where so many people are out of work, you want to help these people come out of poverty. It's give them economic freedom, and some of the tools that have allowed economic freedom to be so powerful. Look what's happening in China. We see how many 20 million people a year come out of poverty as they have adopted free enterprise and thrown aside socialism. I saw a great quote today. It said something like this. It said the evidence of the failure of socialism is so blatant that only an intellectual would still defend it. What America has pioneered and championed, everything from the way our financial system works, our legal system works, our political system works, what we've pioneered and sent around the world is what brings people out of poverty. And if we want to help the poor in this country, it's to help them, one, get married. I heard Rick Santorum said something very interesting in the debate the other night. I think the number was right. He said in families where the single parent, the rate of poverty is almost 30%. Where there are two parents, the rate of poverty is 5%. And so helping kids understand that before they have kids, they ought to get married. That's a great start. And then helping people get education and assuring that you have a president that can create jobs by making this the best place in the world for investment, where people hire other folks. That's what I think is the best thing I can do, rather than saying, let's take from some and give to the others. But that's the Obama plan, as you know. Take from some, give to the others. It's very popular. It's a populist message. It'll just kill the country. That's all. Because what was Margaret Thatcher said? She said the problem with socialism is sooner or later you run out of other people's money. and that's, I mean, it is not an answer. Other places have tried. The only system that works is ours, with freedom and economic freedom, education, equal opportunity, and values being promoted among the population that are enduring values and that give people an opportunity to create great things. I'm just going to end with one quick thing, and again say, Bill, thank you so very much. Christine, I don't know, you must have moved furniture for days. Yeah, I mean, all right. I don't know where it went, but you have fit us all in here tonight, and I thank you. It's a big ocean, You don't want to be going too fast in your boat out there, right? But I was in Great Britain a few weeks ago, and I got the chance to meet with Tony Blair and with David Cameron, current Prime Minister, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, the head of MI5, the head of MI6. They were very smart. I must admit, these are very, it may just be the accent, but they were, I thought they were very, very bright, to be honest. And one of them said this, and it's impressed me since then. He said, look, if you're lucky enough to be elected President of the United States, as you travel around the country, the countries of the world, you will undoubtedly hear people criticize America. And he said, but don't forget this. The one thing we all fear the most is a weak America. America is the best, a strong America is the best ally peace has ever known. American strength is not just good for our poor, not just good for getting people back to work that are unemployed, not just good for our kids and our grandkids, it is good for the world. It is essential for liberty. You now have China promoting authoritarianism all over the world. Russia resurgent, trying to rebuild their empire. Jihadists that want to kill us. The strength of America is essential for us, for our kids, our grandkids, and the world. And this election, choosing someone who believes in America, fundamentally believes that the principles that made us the great nation we are, men and women with empires and their purpose, is critical and essential. And I want to thank you for your help and support. We know your address. We're going to come after you again. Thank you so much.